Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel, I hope you're all doing well. Today I'm not alone. Today we have il grande Romeo Agresti. Ciao Romeo, come va?
Ciao Juventini of the world, how are you? I'm good. I'm good. Thanks. You know, there are busy days, very hard days, but we are in, we are here, and we have to do our best.
Exactly. Romeo, I will start immediately. The first time you came on the channel, you told me, I like my job, I like doing mercato, but I would love to do also a bit more. You said I want to do a bit more, of course, about football. I want to do these kind of things. But I see that you became a doctor, a lawyer, an
A
advocate,
lawyer.
finance man. You became... Mamma mia.
No, to be fair, guys, I would like to talk just about pitch stuff because I like to talk about mercato. I like to talk about the probable lineup. All the things involved in terms of pitch. But that's true that we are talking about everything, but not about the pitch. And
Look, but...
that's a period. That's a tough period. The toughest period after
I know.
Calciopoli.
I know.
No doubt.
I know.
But we have to be strong to cover in the right way this period.
We have to do what Patrice Evra said yesterday on Instagram. Support the team, backing up the team, being behind them because it's a difficult moment for Juventus, for the players, for the management. So also, and especially for the tifosi, it's difficult. We know it, and that's why I'm happy that you are here to give a bit of positivity, thinking about something else. We will speak, of course, about the situation of Juventus a bit later. I didn't want to start with that. I know that the people told me in the chat there was a bit of problem with the voice of Romeo in the beginning. We solved it already. I see that you are happy now. You hear me and Romeo super well. Romeo, I don't want to take too much of your time.
No.
McKennie, let's go. McKennie.
McKennie.
Leeds?
Can you hear me better now?
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
so. Yeah, definitely, because I'm a nightmare with this kind of things. McKennie, we see what will happen in these hours in the talks between Juventus and Leeds. There are some sources that they told me that maybe in the coming hours, some people involved in terms of Leeds club, they can fly to Turin to talk with Juventus. I don't know if that's true because I'm working on that, but I can confirm you that Juventus and Leeds are speaking about this potential move. So we'll see. I'm not sure that McKennie will sign for Leeds, but that's true that they are trying to reach an agreement. To talk with the player, to understand if he wants to leave Juventus immediately or not. So, today is 25. That's not so easy to find an agreement in the last days of the market, especially if we are talking about McKennie, because he's a national player. He has a big curriculum. So let's see what will happen, but that's true that Juventus Leeds are talking in this hour.
Prediction. Weston McKennie, because I know that you are doing convocati, the squad list, you are doing the lineup. Weston McKennie, in the squad list or not for Monza? Prediction, feeling.
Yeah, the feeling. Maybe yes.
Maybe yes?
And if yes, it will start.
And it will start. We will speak about the lineup later. I heard, not sure, Arsenal might jump on the last occasion to enter the McKennie race.
I know that McKennie, if he will leave Juventus, he wants an important project. I don't know if Leeds has an important project, but of course we are talking about a Premier League team. They are rich, they are ambitious, they have the best league in the world, with the best coaches and the best players, the best facilities, atmosphere, stadiums. So maybe if you put on the table big money, you can you can you can find a green light from the player.
I will read a lot of questions later of the chat. I'm watching them, I'm reading them, but I wanted to also speak about the journey of McKennie. If tomorrow he leaves, how do you assess the journey of McKennie from the first day until today? I know that you like to give the rating, say in Pagella 7, not only the rating, but a few words about his time at Juventus.
I think that his first year at Juventus was unbelievable under Andrea Pirlo, if I'm right. Yeah, it was a very good move. He played very well with personality. He made a lot of assists. He scored a lot of goals. So he's a very good player. But I don't know, especially in the last year, in the last season, it was.
What do you think is the block of McKennie? Technically or tactically? Or maybe combining both?
He needs to believe in his potential.
Okay.
Because he can do better.
You think that he's better than what he showed?
Beppe is not a right back. I don't want to judge him for what he did against Atalanta and in these matches during this month because he had to replace Quadrado injured. But I want to analyze McKennie in terms of midfielder. And
look, Pogba is coming back. 7 midfielders. 7, huh? Yeah. What is the position of McKennie? Is he the top 3 or is he the 5th, the 7th?
Rotation in English?
Yeah.
I think that is perfect for the rotation. But is not in my Juventus top tip. Is not a starter.
Anthony
because
saying
now if I have to say 3 names, I say right now with Pogba injured, I say Fagioli, Locatelli, and Rabiot. When Paul will come back on the pitch, maybe the midfield could be Rabiot, Locatelli, and Pogba. Of course, it's impossible right now to exclude to put out Fagioli, but we have to understand the situation and the level of Juventus. I think that that's right, maybe to sell McKennie, but I'm not sure that's right to sell McKennie in this transfer window, especially if Juventus don't want to replace him with another player, because I think that if he will leave, Juventus will not sign another player.
And I saw a lot of people asking if we sell McKennie, we go for a right wing, right back, or nobody.
I'm not sure. Because Juventus with McKennie have 26 players in terms of first team. So I don't think that there is the right space to do something, especially in this situation that for Juventus is very, very hard.
Pavel is saying Pogba, Locatelli, Fagioli looks really nice. Speaking about the summer, let's go back to the summer. I saw, because I watch all... Hey, by the way, guys, for the people that are speaking Italian, the people that are learning Italian, you know that Romeo Agresti has a YouTube channel. 71,000 Italian followers on the channel. Fantastic videos, 1 or 2 videos a day. Congratulations, Romeo.
Thank you, man.
Follow him.
But, for me, it's just an hobby because maybe during the day I don't have a lot of time, but I like to cover Juventus stuff on YouTube as well. But
yeah, you're doing really well.
My first target is to do my best for goal.com because they pay me. So.
Of course, obviously, but the YouTube channel is nice. I tell you immediately, when I wake up in the morning, I prepare my videos. I'm listening and watching to you. I put a like on the video, and then I continue with mine. Guys, by the way, like on this video. A maximum of likes.
I do the same when you put out your stuff, because watching your your content, it's very important for me to train my bad English because it's important, no?
No, the
To
people are happy
understand.
with your English. They are happy. They are saying, hey, Romeo is
I want to
speaking English.
improve. To be honest, I want to improve. I would like to take private lessons with a personal teacher, but it's
You
very
know what you have
impossible
to
for
do,
me.
Romeo? You have to come here one time in a month.
Yeah,
Every
yeah,
one time in a month, and we speak English, and we speak English.
yeah. I
Or
will
you
do that.
find a
Or
girlfriend that is
I
speak
will.
English. That's better.
Yeah. I need to go to Miami then. But maybe if I go there, we speak Spanish and not English. So I
Eh,
don't know.
that's another problem. Or you don't speak. Or you don't speak. We don't know. I don't want. I don't want to know. Romeo, this summer you go to Caselle a lot of time.
Yeah,
Pogba,
that's my second home
eh,
during the summer.
Pogba, Di Maria, Bremer, Kostic, Milik. No, Milik. I don't know if you went for Milik.
Yeah,
Yeah, because there was nobody for
I
Milik.
was there. Yeah, I was there.
Eh.
I was there.
What is the transfer that you say, Mamma mia, I'm
Paul,
happy, Paul?
Paul, Paul, no doubt, Paul. Okay, I can say Di Maria, and that was a very busy week because if I may remember well, in 2 days, Juventus were able to sign Pogba and Di Maria.
Yeah.
And but I can say just Pogba. Looking forward to watch him again playing for Juventus because it's unbelievable that he's here, but you can't see him playing. But of course, I say Paul, especially because he has an important history with Juventus. Because in his first cycle here, he played 4 unbelievable seasons, so everybody knows what means Paul Pogba for Juventus fans. But now it's time, and maybe on Sunday we'll see him again included in the squad list. I don't know if he's able to play because Juventus will play tomorrow afternoon against in a test with the next gen, and then Allegri will decide if including the squad list Vlahovic and Pogba against Monza.
You have an invitation, huh?
Miami.
Elias is saying, come to Miami, bro. We'll take good care of you. Thank you for the donation, Elias.
I promise you, Elias, that I will be there. I don't know soon, but maybe in April. I'm studying something like that.
Hey guys, people from Miami, if you want to meet Romeo, go in April to Miami.
Yeah.
When you see all these players coming, the hijack from Inter with Bremer, when you see Di Maria, Di Maria is a World Cup champion. What season are you expecting? 22-23. Before the first game.
My prediction was very clear. Juventus as a contender for the title. Because I think that if we analyze the roster, Juventus are a very big team in Italy. So you can win with this team the title, Coppa Italia. Of course, I think that in Champions League the history is different, but we did so bad because the target was to get a place for the next stage. And for this reason, I'm very disappointed for what Juventus did in the first nella prima parte, the first part of the season.
A question, because we judge, of course, the players, we judge the coach. When you see even Paredes, then when you see the team, is it a complete team? Did the managed work really well, or do they miss some players, or maybe they should have invested in something else before going to coach and players? Because it always starts, according to me, to the top.
Beppe, that's a very strange season, and it's very difficult to get the right balance to understand what we are watching match by match. But as I told you, I think that Juventus were able to be at the top. to be at the top. Maybe Napoli are better, but that's it.
Pogba, tomorrow, the test with Vlahovic, you already said it. How important is the comeback for Pogba?
A lot, because he's the best midfielder of the roster. You know that he's an unbelievable player. And of course, if if Pogba put on the pitch Paul Pogba, we are talking about a world-class player. So it's very, very important.
Do you think that he can also give enthusiasm to the fan base, seeing him on the pitch, even if in a difficult moment like this, because minus 15 points, we don't know what the future will look like. Can he give enough enthusiasm?
It's very difficult right now to be happy with this period, of course. But Paul Pogba can help the team, the club, the supporters to be positive. No doubt.
I have the question of Col Pogba, but also from Animesh and so on. They want to know a bit from your side, because I have other questions. I have Vlahovic, I have Allegri 27, I have the J Medical, the youth. We will come back on these. But if we speak about the situation of Juventus, can you explain a bit with your words? If you know, I can help also, but with your words, the situation of Juventus. Not too much in detail, because we made so many videos about it already on the channel, but a small recap, and also what can happen in the next days. Salary maneuver, UEFA, you know.
I prefer to explain that in Italian. Maybe you can explain, you can puoi tradurre questo.
I will translate.
Perché è un periodo molto complicato. Ovviamente dobbiamo considerare come la Juventus effettuerà questo appello al CONI, perché la sentenza di meno 15 punti è ancora provvisoria, diciamo, mettiamola così. Poi ci sono dei filoni che si possono aprire, come quello legato al monte stipendi e tutto,
sì.
Però bisogna ragionare, secondo me, passo dopo passo. Cioè, ora l'obiettivo della Juventus è, prima di tutto, cercare di ribaltare quel meno 15. Quanto accadrà con l'appello al CONI è una sorta di Cassazione, cioè o viene tutto annullato o viene tutto confermato, non si possono aggiungere né togliere punti, e quindi questa è la priorità assoluta della Juventus.
So it is a difficult moment for Juventus at the moment. There is one priority for Juventus, because we know it. There are different lawsuits against Juventus that Juventus will take care one by one. But the best situation at the moment is concentrating on one by one, step by step, not trying to think and overthink all the situation together. We have already made an appeal. We will receive the information of the exact motivation before end of January. We will read them and we will try to defend ourselves. There is no middle way. Or they take away the 15 points and we go back second in the ranking, or they leave it and we are 10th and we have to do step by step, we have to focus on the field. There will not be a middle way of -7 and so on. But Juventus, the biggest thing at the moment is focusing on that first lawsuit. Then we see the rest.
That's it. Bravo.
Do we have to worry as bianconeri, or is there something as supporter that we say, I don't know.
We must be realistic. Not
grande.
We must be realistic. We don't know what will happen, so it's impossible to say right now that we have to be positive or we have to be worried. But we'll see step by step what will happen. It's impossible right now to say something about that, to do prediction for the future. So it's impossible for everyone, not just for both. For everyone.
Mohamed Youssef, thank you for the donation, my buddy. He's saying, question to Romeo Agresti. Given that what is happening until now to Juventus, do you think that Agnelli and the management, they anticipated this? And they also chose Allegri 2 years ago to go into that phase. So already anticipating and giving Allegri to, or is it you think it's a bit too early to anticipate?
Very early, of course. We know very well that Allegri has a special relationship connection with the former Mr. President Andrea Agnelli, but I don't believe that. After Andrea Pirlo, Andrea Agnelli was pretty sure to appoint Max Allegri because he believed that he was the right one, the perfect one to improve the project. So
look,
that's it.
It's a beautiful assist from Mohamed Youssef because Agnelli appointed Max Allegri. He defended him even after all the mass Allegri out, Monza, Maccabi Haifa, Milan, Benfica, elimination of Champions League, Salernitana. It was hard. Yesterday, we see Allegri 2027.
Yes.
One day we hear Allegri, it's over, Conte will come back, maybe there is Zidane, but yesterday we extend. What is true? What is wrong? What are the rumors? Why? Is it a mistake if it's true? Situation Allegri.
I think that right now is a key person for John Elkann, for the new board, for the players, for the fans. So, for example, I think that Allegri was super during the press conference ahead of Juventus Atalanta, and it was super after this match. It's early to say that Max Allegri could renew his contract, he could extend his contract with Juventus. I think that we'll discover that step by step, because, guys, it's impossible to do prediction in this situation because it's a big evolution.
I ask you a difficult question. Be honest, huh? Do you think that Max is with all what happened, is the best man at the moment for Juventus?
I think so. I think so because he has the right experience to help Juventus in this phase. I don't know if he's the right one to develop the new project, because we have to understand if Juventus will play without Champions League, if Juventus will play without Europa League. So we have to be realistic. That's a very tough moment, and we'll see what happens.
Adi, but also Anthony Schifano, a lot of people, they report from our friend Giovanni Albanese, apparently Kulusevski could potentially come back to Juve. I didn't read the news, but I'm sure that if they report Giovanni Albanese, do you heard something like that? Kulusevski back, because Kulusevski back, people are dreaming Conte back, Kulusevski.
To be fair, I don't know, but I think that for Tottenham, Kulusevski was an unbelievable signing, very good player. So I don't understand if why Tottenham will not to redeem him from Juventus, because he's a very good player. He's doing important and solid things in the Premier League.
Is it because he's a Conte man, or you believe he's a Tottenham man now?
Tottenham man for Spurs project and not for Antonio Conte's project.
Dusan, mamma mia! I didn't know about Dusan Vlahovic anymore, because last game, if I'm not wrong, Benfica, 25th of October. Then we saw a bit of flashes with Serbia. 2 questions. Some people, they were starting, but no, he's paying attention because he wants to play at the World Cup. We saw that it was not the case because he was not top form at the World Cup. And then a lot of speculation, rumors, Vlahovic can leave, Vlahovic on the market, Arsenal again on him, but what is right with Vlahovic? Does he have growing pain, pubalgia? Will he be back soon? Is he considering to leave you? Because the message of Vlahovic on Instagram is beautiful. Rimborchiamo le maniche, andiamo. So I need to understand a bit, and a lot of people are telling me about, I think financially, even only financially, it makes no sense to sell him. But I want your opinion about Dusan.
I agree with you 100% because to signing Dusan, you have decided to put out Paulo Dybala. So now you need to open a project with a long-term project with Vlahovic. Of course, maybe if Juventus will not play in the next Champions League, I don't know if the player will start to think about something different with his agent. But I think that there could be a pity because Vlahovic has a huge potential, and we didn't see his 100% at Juventus.
I agree.
So I hope now that he will be able to do an important second part of the season. I hope that he will come back to score again. But I think that it is not a problem for Juventus. Vlahovic is a top player.
I totally agree with you. But it's true that when you open some papers, this morning you are scared. As a Juventino, you are scared. Andy Maria will leave, and Rabiot will leave, and occhio, attenzione to Vlahovic. The only one that will remain is Paul Pogba. And the people, supporters of Juve, they didn't see yet Paul Pogba. So it's true that as a Juventino, when you are reading some papers, you are scared. Do you really think that a lot of players can leave if Juventus has a ban of European Cup?
That could be possible, but it's impossible to say right now. Of course, if you are a top player, you want to play in the top competitions. But Juventus are Juventus, and we have to keep that in our mind.
How happy were you with Federico Chiesa coming back? Federico Chiesa scoring, Federico Chiesa changing number, being on the field. Was it touching you?
You know that my motto is hashtag Chiesa più altri 10. He's my favorite player of Juventus right now. He's an unbelievable guy. So Federico Chiesa is Juventus. Punto. And I was very happy to see him come back in the last match of the 2022. And he did very well. He made an assist against Lazio. Then he scored in this new year. That's very important, especially to improve your confidence now day by day. But Chiesa, I think that one day will be the captain of this team.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Federico Chiesa, what can the supporters expect? Because, attenzione, coming back from an injury at ACL. It's now over, it's 100%, or he will have like ups, downs for the rest of the season. What do you predict after a big injury like that? Because now people were already saying, no, why he was not starting the last game? What is Allegri crazy? Now Chiesa is back. What do you recommend to the tifosi when they are watching Chiesa?
Of course, I think that during the season, Chiesa is not fit enough to play as a starter match by match. You have to find the right balance, but we are watching the real Chiesa. So this Chiesa is the same Chiesa that had the injury in Rome 1 year ago. So for me, Chiesa is a vital player for this team, and he's doing very well because he's playing at high level. So today, of course, we want to see Chiesa maybe more explosive in some different situations, but he will get this level.
So today, the rumor Federico Chiesa leaving for 20 million to Arsenal, it's fake.
I think so. I think so.
Grazie.
Chiesa is not for sale.
Thank you. So, guys,
He's not for sale.
tranquilli. No, because
Chiesa is not for sale.
sometimes you open internet and then you really are scared as a Juventino. And this he will leave for 20 million. And this he will leave. Who remains? I had a few other questions. Maybe, I see the quotes in the chat. We are surrounded by enemies and this really beautiful quotes. But also some rumors about John Elkann thinking maybe to sell the club. The signs that I have is John Elkann speaking with the team, putting his face on it, speaking to La Stampa, speaking with the teammates, being at the stadium. He's showing in acts really to be there, to more than ever, being there, present, and then on some papers you see that maybe he's thinking about selling. Do you know something more about that?
I think that you are right because the scenes are very, very positive because he was at the stadium the last match. He did a very good interview with the Repubblica La Stampa. He explained the project. He said nice, lovely things about Andrea Agnelli. He spoke about the role in this project of Max Allegri. So I think that I don't think that we have this type of scenes that Juventus can change his owner. I don't think so.
Roberto Gallo, flash question, boom boom. Favorite player ever?
Darko Kovacevic.
The favorite player of Roberto is Pirlo. You said Darko Kovacevic. Why? The qualities.
I can tell you that few years ago I spoke to Darko, and they told me, you know that you are my hero of Juventus history. And he told me it's impossible because Juventus had a lot of legends, Del Piero, Nedved, Gaetano Sciascia. Of course, I respect all these players, but when I was at Delle Alpi and remember Darko playing, I don't know why, but he was my favorite player because he scored. He was I like so much his mentality because he wanted always to help the team. So I like so much Darko.
Mlaggio, now you're the king of Mlaggio because Mlaggio is saying Darko Kovacic, mamma mia Romeo, you're my king. Grande Darko. So people, they know. We have a beautiful mix on the channel of young people that becomes.
Do you remember his goal against Inter?
Oh yeah,
against Angelo Peruzzi in San Siro.
Of course I remember.
San Siro, Milan.
Of course I remember. Grande. Kovacevic, I like, you know, the spirit, the dark look, you know. He was representing.
Of course, it was very difficult for him to be the key player in the attack because there were Del Piero, Trezeguet. So, but just huge respect for Darko.
Guys, you know, something random. Put your favorite player of Juventus all time in the chat. I will pick 2 or 3 names. I will ask Romeo what he thinks about that player. But not Del Piero, and not Buffon, okay? Because that's too easy. Not Del Piero, not Buffon. Your favorite player ever. I will pick one, and you tell me what you think. Look, Juan Echeverri, Pinsoglio is the best player of Juve. Opinion on Pinsoglio, Romeo.
Pinsoglio is
the best player of Juve from Juan.
You know, I have the opportunity. I'm lucky enough because I started watching Juventus with Marcello Lippi, and now we had a beautiful period in these 9 titles in a row. So we are very lucky. We are really lucky. But if I have to say my favorite Juventus all time, I say Marcello Lippi. Juventus with Marcello Lippi.
What do you think about Zalaieta? Was he good?
He's a legend.
Legend.
He's a legend because he scored a goal at Camp Nou.
I remember that one. Vicente Goresing, Tacchinardi. 2 words, Tacchinardi.
Solid midfielder, and I think that he had a very huge potential, and he was able to show this potential not at 100%.
Dybala, regret for Juve?
I was disagree with the decision to put him out as a free agent, and that's normal that he's doing important things at Roma because he's a top player. But maybe for both parties, it was the right time to say goodbye.
Vucinic?
Fundamental. It's English fundamental, yeah.
Yeah.
Fundamental for the first Scudetto with Antonio Conte.
Hey, a last one. That's a difficult one. Zambrotta.
Zambrotta. Of course, I like him in terms of player because he was a very beautiful left back, a modern beautiful left back. I didn't like his attitude when he decided to leave Juventus during Calciopoli. Of course, I understand that it was impossible for a player like him to go to play in the Serie B. But maybe, some words to the fans to explain his decision.
Yes.
Because Juventus gave him everything.
He
was a body player, then he moved to Juventus, and then he wrote his career and the history of Juventus.
I 100% agree with you. It's a pity, because he was a fan favorite, and then I
can understand Thuram, I can understand Ibrahimovic, I can understand Patrick Vieira, I can understand Emerson, the foreign players.
Yeah,
but you are Zambrotta, you are Italian, you won the World Cup thanks to Juventus. You were in the World Cup because Juventus bet on you when you were a player of Bari. So I didn't like his attitude, to be honest.
Philip is asked. He really wants to know.
No, big regret, Thierry. A very big regret because at Juventus under Carlo Ancelotti he played as a left back.
I know. Because people are saying sometimes Allegri is paying players a left back, but I believe that Carlo Ancelotti invented the Thierry Henry as a left back. A few questions. So we spoke about Allegri 2027. J Medical. Looks like something changed. Aspetta.
No problem anymore.
We don't know. I hope. Is it something changed in preparation?
I think that Juventus did something, touched a position with the prof Andreini, who helps now Folletti. So there is the right balance, and the things are doing in the right way. I don't want to say something more because you know that now Juventus will play every 3 days. But maybe we're in the right way. Maybe because the prof Andreini, that who joined Juventus this summer, he was an assistant of Roberto Donatoni.
Yeah.
Then he moved to Juventus. I have a very good feedback about this person. So I think that now with the right power, Andreini is helping the staff to work in the right way.
I'm laughing because the people, they are really angry with me because I asked the question. Beppe, why did you ask it? Beppe, change the question. Touch wood. Beppe, what did you do? So if the players are injured, it's my fault, guys. It is what it is. I giovani, next gen, youth. You're following, like I do, since long, the youth sector as well. Since they're kids, they are watching. We have Miretti, Fagioli, Sule, Ealing Jr. as well. We saw a lot of them tested also during the winter break. The first question is, because I think it's the first time that we have that much players arriving at the same time. When you were watching Next Gen first, did you believe that it would happen to see so many? That's one. Two, the players that arrived, you knew that they would arrive or not?
I think that for the currently level of Juventus, for these young players, that's a huge chance, because we are not talking about Juventus in version Berlin or Cardiff. So now, if you play sometimes with the first team and you are strong, you have the skills to be a player of the first team, you can stay in the first team. To be honest, I didn't think that Miretti and the other guys were immediately ready to play for the first team. I have a huge respect for Sule, because when I watched it for the first time, this guy, I told myself, that's a huge talent. And now I'm very happy that he's playing with the first team and he's doing well. Better. I don't know if Matthias will be a top player in the future, but I can say just he's a very good player.
Before you go to me, if there was one player that could potentially be in the 2015 team from the youngster that we have now, who would it be?
Dan Huijsen.
Huijsen. Yeah, Huijsen. Yeah, I know. The defender from the... He already made the step. Is he ready for the first team now? No. First team.
I think so, because he's a prospect.
I know you are already watching him since at least 2 years, huh? He's coming from Malaga.
When I saw him playing against Rijeka, he did a very beautiful performance.
I like the player. He's
of course he's very young, because but he's very young. According to my sources, he will sign the renewal very soon in April. And but if I have to say just one name, I say Dan Huijsen.
He's the next big thing.
I think so.
People were probably expecting, I see Tiziano. Maybe people were expecting Kenan Yildiz. You say Huijsen.
I say Huijsen because Juventus during the summer we lost Alexandro. We see what will happen with Bonucci, with Gatti, with Rugani. So maybe Huijsen could be included in this project. But I understand that Juventus want to put him in next gen. He's already in next gen, but Juventus want him since the start of the season to play a lot of matches during the next season. Of course, Yildiz is another beautiful talent, and I think that he's set to train with the first team. I don't know if he's ready to play because with the first team, because maybe it's a little bit early. After is another talent.
You were about to speak about Miretti. I interrupted you, but I believe it's important to spend 1 minute on Miretti. One that was the new big thing in the last 4 games of last season. Fantastic. He starts, blah, blah, blah. He starts actually quite well. You have that penalty versus Benfica. It happens. And since then, maybe losing a bit of confidence. People are starting to ask questions about Miretti. I have my point of view, but I wanted your point of view about Miretti, Fabio.
I think that we have to be calm with this guy. He needs to do mistakes. He's very young. But I like Miretti. Of course, he missed a big chance against Atalanta, but that's normal. You know that you can improve just if you do mistakes. So be calm, everybody, guys, because he's a very good player. is young, but he's playing as a veteran. So I think that Miretti is the present and will be the future of Juventus.
Vicario or Carnesecchi? And what do you think about Vicario?
Vicario is a very good goalkeeper, and for me, during the summer, he will change jersey and he will start to play for a top team. If I'm right, he was linked with Bayern in the last weeks.
Yes.
But they bought Sommer from Borussia Mönchengladbach. Between Vicario and Carnesecchi, I say Carnesecchi because I think that he can improve and he's young. I like he did a very good performance against Juventus. Of course, he was not perfect during the free kick of Milik, but Carnesecchi is a very good goalkeeper, and I think that he has the right skills to do something important in a top club. I don't know if Vicario will be a good one for a top club. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that Carnesecchi will do that.
I also like Carnesecchi. I was about to not like him when he played against Juve because he was stopping everything. But then at the end, when he conceded versus Milik, I said, okay, I like him. Now I like him again. But no, he's really, really, really strong. Okay, this is a nice debate. Animesh is asking, why not Perin as the first goalkeeper?
I don't know. I'm not Max Allegri, so I can't answer this question. But that's true that Szczesny made a big mistake against Atalanta. But for example, he was the best goalkeeper with the goalkeeper of Argentina in the last World Cup. So difficult to beat him in a challenge.
I'm taking a few questions like that. Cambiaso. Can he come back to Juve now in the winter?
In the winter?
Or maybe in the summer?
I don't think so. Look, he doesn't play at Bologna because he's not a starter with Diaco Motta. I'm not sure that I'm pretty sure that Cambiaso is not ready to play at Juventus. I think that he needs another loan, maybe in a different club, but he's not ready to play at Juventus. Of course, I repeat, if next season Juventus will not play in the Europe, that's another topic. And maybe in this photo, you can keep Cambiaso in the roster. But right now, I don't think that he has the right level to play in Turin.
Look, before the summer, because it was a special year with the World Cup in the winter, a lot of experts were saying the big mercato will not be in the summer, it will be in the winter. After the World Cup, it will be a big one. Now that we are about to end the mercato, we see that it's true for Premier League, but all the other ones are not buying. But not only Serie A, La Liga, Premier League. Because here I see a lot of names, and we will speak about Di Maria also. But I see a lot of names for already the summer, Grimaldo and so on and so on. Serie A, La Liga, problems, Romeo? Or do you think it's just this winter and it will come back later?
I think that in terms of Italian system, we are fucking poor. That's the truth, because we are poor. No signing in Italy during the transfer window, and if you look at what are doing Chelsea, it's unbelievable. I don't know what will happen in the future, but the gap is too high. It's impossible to cut this gap in 4 or 5 years. I don't think so at all. And for the reason, we have to be speedy.
If you want the truth, I tell you the truth.
On the younger players, that they become important for the first team. Try to buy players when they don't have a big name. We have to do what we did, for example, when we bought Vidal from Leverkusen. when we did the same thing with Barzagli you remember when he was at Wolfsburg. Of course, you have to be lucky now to understand the big chance. For example, Andrea Pirlo, no? You remember when he was in Milan, people say he's a Finnish player. Then he moved to Juventus and won 4 titles in a row. So I think that we have to think of we're to planning our future in a different way, in a very different way.
You believe that's also why Agnelli, before leaving, he said in 5 years, 50-60% needs to come from a youth academy?
Yes, I think so. And that's I think the right strategy. The right strategy to bet on Sule, Miretti, Healing. Of course, if you have a lot of players from the academy, maybe you can have a decent budget to buy experienced players. You have to create the right mix between young players and experienced players.
And that's a beautiful assist, Romeo, because that assist is giving me the assist for Angel Di Maria. Angel Di Maria. I know that you like the player. You always liked Angel Di Magia, like you call him. What do you think about Di Maria? Flop? And if we analyze until now, flop, not flop. Start with another question. He's doing the Rabona versus Monza, okay? I saw a lot of controversy. Or the people, they hated him. You have to go with your right foot, or you pass the ball, but no. And then you had the people that were saying, finally, at Juventus, someone is trying something and trying to entertain us. It's 2-1, huh? Opinion of the Rabona at that moment of the game.
That's football.
Grazie.
So, that's football. Angel Di Maria is football.
Thank you. No, I say thank you because
he did something incredible. He tried to score a beautiful goal, the goal of the season, but that's Di Magia, and we signed him for this reason, because Angel Di Maria is a different player, is a world-class player. And about him, I can say just it's impossible to judge him in the first part of the season because he was always injured. But when he played, he made 3 assists against Maccabi. He scored a beautiful goal against Sassuolo. He did a very important performance. Now, I think that he's improving in terms of physical aspect and is playing at a high level. Of course, I think that is not at 100%. Is a 16-17% of in terms of physical aspect. But when he plays, Juventus have a clear identity. When he doesn't play, Juventus lost creativity, goal, assist, right attitude.
It's time.
That's it.
You know what impressed me? Maybe I'm wrong, because I know the skills of Di Maria, the technique, the Rabona, the goal, whatever you want to. You know what impressed me a lot, and I believe a lot of Juventini? He took his responsibility, because taking that penalty in the historical difficult moment, because it's a difficult moment, minus 15 points, you lose versus Napoli, you are losing 1-0 versus Atalanta, they don't give you the first penalty. It's a moment of, if you don't care about Juve, you don't take that penalty. That's one. And then how he was running, not only behind the referee, but running against the player, putting pressure. I was really impressed. And it showed me that, I don't know if he loves Juventus and he will stay 5 years. But he showed me that he cares about Juventus. And I was really, really happy about that.
And I can add his performance against Napoli.
True.
The only one to try to do something. He scored. He hit the bar. Di Magia is football.
My Freddy mon amour, ciao Beppe, is this Mecca or Romeo? Can you answer that question?
Mecca.
It's Mecca, Paolo. I have a last question, and then we can pick some question from the chat, so go for it. Rain of questions for Romeo. But my question is, okay, if tomorrow the team is healthy, Romeo, 3-4-2-1, 4-2-3-1, we continue with the 3-5-2, give me the formation and the players.
So, if I have pick up with the 3-5-2, I say my favorite lineup.
You go with the 3-5-2 when everyone is healthy?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so because I don't think that Juventus have the right left back to play in the right way offensive football, to cover in the right way the space of the pitch. So maybe with these characteristics is I think so to push on 3-5-2. So it's very difficult.
I know. Then I tell you.
I change. I want to change. 4-3-3.
Okay.
Szczesny, Quadrado, right back. Alexandro, left back, because we have just him. Danilo and Bremer, central back.
Mm-hmm.
So, Rabiot, Locatelli and Pogba, Di Maria, Vlahovic, Chiesa. Do you like it?
I like it, but I have my doubts on a Bremer in a 4-man defense. And also, I don't know if Allegri he likes Quadrado as a right back. I give you mine. And you give me a rating on my lineup. Okay?
Vai.
3-4-2-1.
Aspetta che attacco il computer, che sennò mi si scarica la batteria. Aspetta, operazione in diretta.
In the meanwhile, I answered the question of Paolo, because we already answered that question, of course. Grazie for the donation, Paolo. My Freddy mon amour, Kulusevski back to Juve. Information last minute from Gazzetta dello Sport. I asked to Romeo, and he said he doesn't know yet at the moment, because Kulusevski impressed quite well at Tottenham. So at the moment, we don't know. Maybe you know something more in the meanwhile, Romeo.
No. I think that that's perfect what you say.
Okay. So I give you mine.
Vai.
3-4-2-1.
3-4-2-1, quindi col trequartista.
Sì. Szczesny in the goal. Danilo on the left. Bremer in the middle. Gatti, that I know he's not, I believe, ready, but Gatti there. So 3 men in defense. Kostic, Quadrado, Locatelli, Rabiot. And then up front, you have Pogba, Chiesa, and on top, Vlahovic. When Pogba, because he can't do all the games, is resting, you play Miretti. When Chiesa is resting, you play Di Maria. You know, because they rotate. Yeah. Because you always have the midfielder with offensive characteristic that is helping the team in the midfield and stay there. Why?
Yeah,
because 4 men, I am scared in the back. We have a lot of midfielders. You need to play them, and you use the maximum of your qualities up front. This is my idea.
So you prefer to play with 3 defender to be compact? That's good. That could be a good advice for Max Allegri.
Grazie Romeo. Guys, I will send a message to Allegri.
With the 4-3-3 because in terms of European football, I think that the 4-3-3 system is the perfect one. But I agree with our audience, because someone told me, Romeo, but Quadrado is a Finnish player. Alexandro, the same. I agree with you, but we have this kind of players for this season, so it's impossible to understand with who could sign in the next transfer window.
I agree. Fresneda doesn't come, Sark. So what are the other?
It doesn't come. It doesn't. I think that he has to decide if sign for Borussia Dortmund or
Arsenal. Arsenal on fire.
Arsenal are on fire because they are going to win the title, so now it's easy for them. But that's the Premier League, Beppe.
I saw people asking Rabiot.
I think that it's very, 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 very difficult to keep him, especially if Juventus will not play in Europe next season.
Okay, the few last questions before Romeo leaving. Tariq is asking, Romeo, can you rank who will stay next season at Juventus? You can rank, priority. Rabiot, Zakaria, Paredes.
Mamma mia.
Who stays and who not? 0.
I think that Rabiot, that's very difficult to withstand his contract with Juve. I think that Juventus at the moment will not redeem Paredes from Paris Saint-Germain. Zakaria, it depends on what Chelsea will do, will decide. They have the clause to buy him on a permanent deal from Juve. So I don't know if Chelsea want to keep him or not. But if I have to say just one name, I say Zakaria.
He will not be redeemed by Chelsea, probably.
It's too expensive. Okay, not for Chelsea, because they are very, very rich. But, I have to admit that in the last matches he played very well. Then he had an injury, but I watched the match between Chelsea and Manchester City. Manchester City was the best player on the pitch. Then he had this injury, so I don't know, to be honest, if Chelsea want to keep him.
I saw a video from you from really long time ago on Sky Sport where you were presenting a book that you wrote with a Torino fan.
When I was young.
You were really young. And I watched that video because, I like to inform and check. And I remember you said, tomorrow I go to the game in the Ultra Curva Sud. For the first time, we heard again Ultra singing, chanting all game long. What is the situation with Ultra? Because that was a question that a lot of people here that were asking me. Now that Daniele is gone, are they back? Will they have a meeting with the new management? Can they again show the Viking? Or is there something that happens?
I think that in the last match we heard something different because the stadium was hot. They were hungry, of course, for what happened in the last days. I don't know if we see again what we see in the past, especially during the first years of Antonio Conte as coach at Juventus. But I think that the situation in terms of come si dice, caldo, proprio in calore, no? Proprio sta migliorando. The situation is improving.
But Ultra were really, some part, not everyone, I don't like to generalize, some part of Ultra were really against Agnelli, yeah? So I believe that also there, they come back, they show a sign, and with the minus 15, they want to show also that they are there to support the team. 1 hour. I believe we touch a lot. Did I forget something, Romeo? Or maybe you have something that we don't know.
We're talking about the situation of Allegri. We talk about the transfer window. We talk about McKennie. We talk about the fans, the plusvalence,
the young players.
the younger players. Maybe if someone want to put the Q&A, we can answer this
Center back for the
for the
summer.
summer. Yeah, I think that Juventus have to do a lot of things, Arif. But as I told you at the beginning of this live, we have to understand where Juventus will play. And now it's impossible to do an answer.
The winter,
Maybe, why not? Of course, I think that maybe that's the same story that we analyze together on Cambiaso. Is not ready to be a starter at Juventus, but I think that if Alexandro is playing at Juventus, the winter can do the same.
Jorginho,
No, I don't think so, because he's not young. He earns a lot. I don't think so.
opinion about Keane, because I know that in the summer he was the most informed player.
Yeah.
It actually, as a super sub, is not doing that bad. But your opinion?
I think that he's doing a very good season. Of course, Moise is a number 9. He's a striker. When I started watching him in the youth sector, when he played with the Giovanissimi Nazionali, his coach was Claudio Gabetta. I remember perfectly that Ken scored 3-4 goals in a match. 3-4 goals in a match. So he was born to score, and he needs to do that. Of course, he can play with another striker. He can play in 4-3-3 in some different system, but Ken has to score. And this season he's scoring. The first part of the season was a nightmare.
It's true,
because he was 100% in terms of physical aspect, but he didn't play well, to be honest. Then in the last month of the 2022, he's improved a lot. He's improved his confidence, the feeling.
Tielemans.
No news about him, but Jordan, I think that Tielemans is the perfect one to move, to stay in the Premier League and to earn a lot.
Who do you prefer, Holm or Karsdorp?
Holm, no way. Holm is a good prospect.
And you say
He
no
can
possibility
improve.
for the winter.
I don't think so. Because Spezia are a solid club. They sell Kivior to Arsenal. They don't need to sell another important player, especially because they have to keep the category.
It's correct. Nino GFC, pure in English. Troppa qualità questi due. Grande Nino.
Ninone. Numero 1 Ninone.
By the way, for the people that speaks Italian, domani il video sul canale di Nino che mi ha ospitato, grazie Nino. Dunque, quelli che parlano italiano domani devono, ma anche oggi già, andate sul canale di Nino, abbonatevi al canale, mettete il like e domani ci sarà una bella intervista. Spero, perché non so come sono stato. NDK, grazie per la donazione Nino. NDK,
if I'm right, will be a free agent. There were some rumors you went to follow him, but I don't know, to be honest.
I was laughing because 2 years ago when you came on the channel, I was asking you about Aouar. 2 years later, we are still speaking about Aouar.
But Aouar, guys, is not the player that we think that he was. He's a normal player.
Højlund, impressionante.
Unbelievable this guy, and I think that he will left in the future Atalanta for million. I don't know if he's the new Holland, but I know that he's a very good striker. He's already a good striker, very solid, especially in terms of mentality.
Peter Gitti is asking, Super League project, is it still a reality?
I don't know because I think that Juventus have to find the right key to talk with the UEFA, with the new board. Now it's a diplomatic job, and the Super League. To be fair, I think that the future is that. The future is the Super League. But right now, I don't know if Juventus, Barca, Real Madrid will be able to push on that.
Zaniolo, missed opportunity from Juve, you believe, or luckily we didn't buy him?
With Di Maria, Sule, Chiesa, Ken, Milik, Vlahovic, you don't have space for Zaniolo. Especially if you play 3-5-2, no space. He can play as a mezzala. But, I don't know. That's true that Juventus were interested in the last summer, but in a swap deal, because Juventus had tried to put on the table Artur, Zaccaria, but Roma didn't want to open for a swap deal. Now I think that or Zaniolo will stay at Rome until the end of the season, or he will sign for AC Milan.
Choose one of the three that come back to Juve and has a chance realistically to stay. Rovella, Ranocchia, Hans Nicolosi.
Rovella.
Not Ranocchia? I was impressed. Ranocchia, mamma mia.
No, you know that I'm in love with Filippo Ranocchia because for me, he's an unbelievable midfielder. But I think that Ranocchia needs to play. He doesn't play so much at Monza. And so next season, he needs to find the right team for him with the right coach. The next season will be the crucial season for his career, in my personal opinion. But I think that Rovella will replace Paredes and Nicolosi-Caviglia maybe will stay at Salernitana.
Pizza or pasta?
I'm Italian, so both.
Good one. I think
maybe pasta. In my personal case, pasta.
And last name from Arif, Singo, and that's the last one.
Singo, I don't know. To be honest,
perfect answer.
That was true that Juventus were following him, especially 1 year ago. I think that he doesn't have a long-term contract with Torino, because if I remember well, his contract will expire. There is an option, but I don't know if there could be the right profile to improve in terms of right back.
Last one, Romeo, not last question, but my question to you. To close the channel, is there a message that you want to give to the Juventini in terms of what is happening now, or in terms of the team, the game versus Monza, whatever you have, or to go to your channel? 2 minutes, your moments to speak with the chat.
Just one sentence. Don't panic, because I receive every day messages on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube. I understand that you are scared. I understand 100%. That's normal. But don't panic. Don't panic. Don't panic. Because now we have to be in the right way to understand the right condition of Juventus and to understand how Juventus can resolve these issues. So don't panic. And sorry for my bad English, but I promise you that I will be better, because now I want to come back to study again, to take a private lesson. So I hope to do something in English. I don't know if I will open a channel in English, because I don't have time, to be honest. But I want to improve, and I can promise you that in English I will do something in the coming months.
That's good. That's really good. Look, guys, first of all, thank you to Tarek, 15 months as a member of the channel. He said, grazie Romeo and Beppe. Romeo will be on All Juvecast on Friday, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
So if you want to, you can subscribe to the channel of Alberto, All Juvecast. Romeo will be there on Friday evening, I believe. I don't know the hour exactly, but they already said it there. They announced it. Go, because something can happen. In the meanwhile, if I didn't take your question, you can ask it again. So support Juventini, not only GJustjuve, or support Juventini. Super important. So go through the channel, listen, inform. Don't forget that. Super important. Grazie Romeo per un'ora e 15.
Thank you Beppe, thank you to your people involved in this beautiful channel, and congrats for what you are doing here on YouTube as a host of Juventus official channel on Twitch, so full deserve.
Thank you. My Freddy Mon Amour, don't speak Spanish, Romeo. Don't forget Spanish, Romeo. Grazie per la donazione, my Freddy. Thank you a tutti. Don't panic, that's the message of Romeo. All on his channel. You subscribe, grazie, forza Juve. Ciao a tutti.